The following podcast is brought to you by G2A.com. Click the link down below for cheap games. Salutations, everybody. It is Maddie here today with week 63 of the H.A.M Radio Podcast.
And it is me, the LoneVaultWanderer.
And this week we have a very special guest joining us. Oh, I am so excited. I am so hyped.
I know you are.
You mind introducing yourself?
Yes. Shinobi here, Shinobi602 from Twitter, and I don't know, people might know me from GAF too. So.
Yeah, and
infamous industry insider.
Yeah.
Hey, pleasure being here.
Awesome. Yeah, throwback to all the, you had little teases of like Fallout 4 here and there, so oh boy.
Yeah.
Or making like a video specifically saying like industry insider like claims something about Fallout 4. I'm like really tempted to look it up right now.
The number of videos I remember saying, industry insider Shinobi said this about Fallout 4. Your name was popping up everywhere.
I remember, I think when I first tweeted something about it, like open a can of worms, I got like 500 followers in like 2 days. I was like, oh shit.
One of those was definitely me because I saw that. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep a tab on you. Gotta make sure nothing else slips out.
Right.
That's excellent.
So this week we're doing things a little bit different from other podcasts. The first one is that Noah's not here. Surprise! I meant to mention that. But normally we do a Bethesda news roundup. But since for the most part news is quiet because E3 is rolling up, really not much to talk about. So we figured we would dedicate an entire episode to discussing E3 in general, between like all the press conferences, what we're looking forward to, what we're hoping to see, all that stuff. And Lone, if you, by the way, wanted to toss out your BE3 week thing and just mention it.
Yeah. Awesome. So next week on my channel, I'm doing a really, really big collab with a lot of different YouTubers in the Bethesda and Fallout community. It's going to be called B3 Week, and essentially it's a video every day dedicated to making predictions and speculations about what we will likely see at Bethesda's E3 press conference. So really looking forward to that. And it's featuring Maddie, Gopher, Our Chest, like almost all the big YouTubers in the community. So it should be exciting. And I'll get Maddie to provide a link in the description below.
Of course, yeah. And it's going to be huge. So, yeah, I'd keep a tab on Lone's channel. But regardless, let's just roll straight into this. So, which press conference do we want to talk about first? Like we're going to just start off by like shooting this shit about... We want to start off with Microsoft?
Gotcha.
So, we'll start off with talking about Microsoft's press conference, I guess. And by the way, Shinobi, if you hear something you're like, I can trickle out a little something here, by all means, bro. By all means, dude. It's totally fine.
I understand. Gotcha.
Anyway,
but yeah, in terms of Microsoft, definitely the biggest news has got to be the slimmer Xbox One coming, right?
Is that confirmed?
I think it pretty much is.
Okay.
Shinobi, can you help us out here?
Yeah, I'd say they expected there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Some hardware. I'd say to expect hardware there.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. I'm looking forward. I really like when they show off the HoloLens. I gotta say that thing is marvelous. I remember losing my mind seeing that.
Yeah. What's funny, if you talk to a lot of different developers, some of them say it's kind of like a split field, but a lot of them say that AR is actually the future as opposed to VR. So it's interesting to see how Microsoft's going to go with the HoloLens. And apparently they've opened up the development of that to different people. So it should be really exciting.
Yeah, I think that's still got probably a long ways to go though for anything, substantial probably, substantial software probably.
For me, I got my fingers crossed for one thing at Microsoft's E3 conference. All right, Phil Spencer's teased it a lot. Talked to EA about it a lot. You know where I'm getting at with this, Lone.
I do.
I want my KOTOR HD remake.
Oh,
I want it.
Sake.
For God's sake.
How about you do it yourself, get some modders together, and you can do it yourself.
All right, someone's already doing that, but still, I would appreciate the official one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would love that too.
Something you reveal at Microsoft?
Yeah, because it was originally, and the reason I'm just saying Microsoft, I guess it could be an EA conference or rather EA Play, but they're really not even at E3 this year, in a sense. But the reason I say Microsoft is because KOTOR 1 and 2 were mainly Xbox exclusive, except you can get them on the PC as well.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't.
Well,
I probably wouldn't expect it if I was you.
Damn it all! Why'd you?
Well, I mean,
I'm hurting right now.
EA is not really interested in remasters. I mean, they're not remastering the Mass Effect games either. So
I'm hurt. Oh,
which I mean that hurt me pretty bad, but
no.
all good.
So then
But
they
hey,
better
I mean,
not shut down a
tissue?
Paron. That's what I'm saying. They better not shut down a Paron.
They better not shut down what?
The it's this Knights of the Old Republic remake that's being done in Unreal Engine 4, and it looks insane. I got to debut gameplay for it on my channel, and it looks so good. And I'm really hoping that like EA doesn't just step in and go like, "Hey, no."
I'm pretty sure they will. I mean, usually don't most licensed fan projects like that get get smacked down.
Yeah, they get smacked down. But this one's been living for a decent amount of time, despite like all the attention it's gained. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see how long it lasts.
The problem is once they start trying to sell it for money, that's when EA will step
But they're
in.
not. That's the thing. The only thing that they're gonna have trouble with is they're obviously gonna need money to keep production going, and I think they're gonna do like a donations thing, and I don't see how that would be allowed personally.
I think if they
Yeah.
if they get the blessing of EA or something, or EA or LucasArts, whoever, they might let them go through it because isn't that what the Black Mesa devs did with
Oh yeah, with Half-Life 2?
Yeah, I mean, they were allowed to go through with it because Valve kind of gave them the okay. So
It's
I mean, I don't know.
You say that because not only are they going to need EA's okay, they'll need Lucasfilm's okay. Because how many people own Star Wars or have a stake in Star Wars?
Right, exactly. So I mean, I don't know if we'll see. I guess.
So do you guys think this is going to be like a first party kind of fall? Because I'm just kind of going off the top of my head right now, but I'm trying to think of any games coming out in the fall besides Gears of War, I think is one that comes to mind. But I can't think of anything else from Microsoft that might be fitting into the fall right now or could.
I really want to see them just do something with Rare's properties. Why can't we have a good Conkers? Why can't we have...
Rare's doing Sea of Thieves, I think.
Yeah.
That game sounds awesome.
I'm talking about like the older properties that they what they did with Rare Replay, right?
I think that's what they were doing. You know what I mean? Like now you can get all those games on your Xbox One, so it's like why make a new one?
Rare's kind of like it's kind of like their new IP factory right now. Actually, I mean, Sea of Thieves, and then they got another thing going on that's completely new. So that's literally pretty much all of Microsoft's other first-party studios are working on, already established franchises.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because they don't necessarily have to get that Rare to, for example, do a new Conkers game. Because to be honest, the team that worked on Conkers in the past probably aren't even there at Rare anymore. It's probably a completely different team. So they could easily get another studio to do a brand new Conkers game. I reckon maybe like a semi-realistic Conkers game would just sell off the shelf, in my opinion.
True. I mean, that happened too with Killer Instinct. That's a Rare IP, but
great game.
But they had Iron Galaxy working on it, or was it someone else?
Yeah, it's Iron Galaxy because I played it. I played it again recently. That's one of my favorite games on the Xbox One. I love it so much.
Right. So
game,
so that's a Rare IP, but they had someone else working on that. So I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys think there's gonna be like? Because I don't know if it's gonna be like one of those Microsoft conferences where, get this content first on Xbox One and it's like a bunch of third-party showings, or do you think it's going to be more along the lines of first-party? Because I always think, when I think first-party, I think Sony, not in like an offensive way to Microsoft. That's just what I think of, because usually Sony's been like, both are obviously known for their exclusives, but for me personally, I think Sony exclusive. Even though I enjoy Xbox Ones more so far.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think their press conference is going to be heavily first party, because they definitely have Gears. Gears will be there for sure, obviously. Sea of Thieves for sure, Recore for sure.
Recore.
Right. I'm looking forward to that. I've heard quite a bit about that. I'm excited for that one. What's the other one? Halo Wars 2 is definitely going to be there.
Yeah.
That's coming out this year.
Is it really?
Yeah, scheduled for this year, holiday.
I didn't know about that. I thought that was going to be a 2017 game personally, because they kind of just announced it and went silent.
Well, I mean, it was announced at Gamescom last year, and it had a holiday 2016 attached to it when they first announced it. But
Okay. All right.
I'm
I'll tell you
assuming that's probably.
I tell you what I'm expecting, especially because of last year taking the topic to Fallout. You had Todd Howard come out on the Microsoft conference and talk about Fallout 4, and we know that with console mods out on Xbox One, they've teased that there are new features coming, and I assume that those new features will always come to Xbox One first. So maybe it could be, a showcase of all of these new features of console modding, even though they're coming to PS4, but first on Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a good bet, probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too shocked to see that.
Matty, we need this guy on the podcast all the time, correcting us as we go, as we try and speculate.
So,
brilliant.
Yeah, Microsoft. So you're thinking first party. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see more first party. I love seeing exclusives and stuff. I know a lot of the games industry sometimes thinks like exclusives are annoying, but like I like them a lot. I enjoy it.
Well,
they're exciting.
You can't sell consoles without exclusivity. Otherwise, how do you differentiate yourself from the other platform?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Right.
And I never understood that argument like against exclusives, but still, I'm looking forward to Microsoft's.
They're a necessary evil, is the way I like to put it.
That's the
I
best
think-
way of putting it. Yeah.
I think people. I mean, obviously, first party exclusives. You gotta expect those because I mean that's obviously each manufacturer has internal studios. I mean, of course, they're gonna have games that they're only gonna come out on their system. But I think people don't like when things like the Tomb Raider situation happens or whatever. Like
Or Street Fighter.
they feel like those things were just bought out and just kind of like made to be, well, you can't get on yours, so you got to buy our console. I think people just don't like that kind of situation. I mean, first party exclusives are expected, of course. I mean, yeah.
And I do question the viability of, for example, getting Tomb Raider on the Xbox One and the PC. Was it a good return on investment? They would have spent a lot of money doing that, and I don't know if Tomb Raider sold all that well in the Xbox One. Maybe it helped shift units, possibly.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's something I don't know the details of financial details.
I've heard that it hasn't sold that well on Xbox One. Reason I know that is because people would send me not like specific numbers, but like estimates, and because it was paired up against Fallout 4.
Yeah, that was just a terrible decision.
I know, right? Because I was like, oh, I'm going to play this game. And then they said November 10th. I was like, I'm not going to play this game. Never mind.
I don't know what they were thinking there.
I really don't.
That was tough.
Yeah.
That's
anyway.
Especially because Uncharted got delayed so many times because like they were so hell-bent on making Tomb Raider like Xbox's Uncharted in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, Phil Spencer, I mean, he literally said, we're locking this up because we don't have anything like Uncharted. I mean, those were his words. So, yeah.
Phil Spencer will do a lot of good. I really like his just style of management and business.
I like him a lot too.
Yeah.
I don't know who the last guy was that was at the Realms. He went off to like a mobile studio.
I forgot his name, but
Don Masher.
yeah, there we go.
I remember that one interview where it's like, what did he say? If you can't play on Xbox One, there's always the 360.
Like, because I think he was being interviewed and by Jeff Keighley, and he was asking him about
that's right, yeah.
About what if people don't have the internet or something? And he said, well, we got a console for them. It's called the Xbox 360.
Oh, that's just like fuck.
Like, I bet the PR lady off the camera was like, no, God.
Everyone just face palmed.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That's it. That's excellent.
I'd also probably one more thing. I mean, obviously Forza is going to be there. I would expect a Capcom game at their conference. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
A exclusive Capcom game.
Oh, I'm sure you're talking about a Dead Rising 4, of course.
Hey, you said that, not me.
I love these little tips here because your picture matches it. It's just beautiful. I love it.
There's a little
I've gotten that a lot.
Anyway.
What I'm most excited for, besides Bethesda, obviously, I'm really excited for EA, to tell you the truth.
Yes.
They're doing things very differently.
Oh, yes.
They have a fully fledged press conference that's not on the floor.
So
is that
I don't get what they're doing. That's the thing. I sent an email because I'm setting up appointments for coverage, and they were like, yeah, we're not on the show floor.
It's like down the street. I mean, I don't
It's
know.
like down the street, yeah.
I don't know the layout because I've never been there, but I think it's like down the street, one of those building, some popular building. I don't know, Nokia Center. I don't know what it's called, but
But I still think they're doing like their typical big EA press conference at E3, if my understanding is correct. I'm not too sure.
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't. It sounds stupid, but like I don't really even know that. I'm just kind of going off what's going to be there from EA. And,
they have a press conference.
Okay, they do. All right, yeah.
It's an hour long. The same old conference they usually have. It's just at a different building. It's not at the actual convention center.
Because I know they're doing an EA Play. That's what I heard. Yeah. That's the thing they're doing.
They're doing that on purpose because their thought is, if they give the public hands-on, like that'll be better to get the word of mouth out there for their games and getting people, excited for their games instead of just having it like at E3 and just, not many people getting their hands on them. So
okay.
And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if next year E3 tried to go at least semi-public. I know they have like one event where the public can attend, but it does seem there is a trend of all these publishers backing out of E3 because all of these what would you call them? I don't know, people that have blogs or work at gaming news websites. So the people that would typically attend E3, I guess they don't see the return on investment on spending all this time and money at E3 if they're the ones getting the stories out when you could just have consumers there, the ones that are going to be purchasing the product.
Exactly.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, for me, I what got me most excited for EA's thing this year, we'll call it, is the fact that they mentioned how there's going to be a Star Wars game every year. And so there isn't one announced. There isn't one announced yet. I want a good Star Wars game. I'm hoping.
Battlefront 2. That's what you're getting, all right. And you're gonna like
that's next year, I think. But
hey, you can have your Star Wars. Just give me Mass Effect. That's all I need.
Okay, fair enough.
Mass Effect, man. No, I'm just kidding.
I agree though. I love Mass Effect. So for me, I'm equally excited to see. I mean, EA can actually kill E3. You got Battlefield 1, Mass Effect, and then hopefully whatever this Star Wars game is could be there.
And you got Titanfall 2.
That too, yeah. Wow, I forgot about that one. Wow, this is a great lineup.
But actually, a legitimate single player. I mean, come on.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
I think so. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it is. Yeah, they have a single player campaign this time.
Oh boy.
Awesome.
Because they got
Titanfall.
They got a lot of complaints last time about the first game, so they remedied that for sure.
I mean, my complaint with Titanfall is really just the lack of content. I love that game so much, but it was just I was done after I hit level cap and like prestiged or whatever they called it in the game.
Yeah.
I was just kind of done with it.
But I think yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say with Titanfall that game came out to some criticism because it didn't have a single player. But then you got a game like Overwatch, which is doing really well. But I think trying to compare Overwatch to Titanfall or even Battlefront is kind of comparing apples and oranges. Overwatch has so many different characters, has a lot of depth, but Titanfall, you had 3 different mechs that were pretty much the same.
Yeah, not too many weapons, and just the DLC was paid, at first for like a good long, I don't know, not 6-9 months. You had to pay. There was a paywall for DLC where. With Overwatch, I believe everything after that DLC is free, right?
I looked it up because a couple of viewers of mine were talking about it on the on my review for it, and it's free maps and modes and stuff.
Plus, with Blizzard, they know how to market their stuff, man. They are extremely good at marketing. I mean, they know
those trailers, the cinematic trailers. Those are awesome.
They could be full-fledged, Pixar movies. I mean, they look great. I'm serious.
A lot of people have been saying that too.
Good. I mean, the one between Hanzo and Genji, that was awesome. I love that one.
That seems to be like a fan favorite.
Yeah, but I would say to look forward to Mass Effect Andromeda on stage at E3. I think it's gonna be, people are really gonna like what they see.
Oh, I bet.
I
really like it.
No, I'm really excited because I've heard. Actually, I think it was from a series of your tweets, Shinobi. It was funny. Yeah, I'm sitting here like, oh, I've heard this. Wait, yeah, now I know who from. It was about how it was kind of a lot like Mass Effect 1.
Yes.
That's what I've heard. Okay, it was you.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't want to go in.
Yeah, don't go into too much.
Ninjas are watching me and probably come down through the ceiling right now, but yeah, it's definitely. I would say Mass Effect 1 is their I would say it's a spiritual successor to Mass Effect 1. It was kind of the game that they've always wanted to make.
All right.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's.
What is what's your favorite Mass Effect by chance?
It would be the original.
Really? That's an interesting choice.
Well, like Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, they improved on a lot of things from Mass Effect 1. They improved on, the combat, how well characters felt, like how good it felt in the controller, and just gameplay mechanics, all that good stuff, and they improved a lot on that. But it's just Mass Effect, the original, holds a real special place in my heart because I remember first seeing that game in 2005, when it was the very first time it was revealed. I think it was when Microsoft still had these like XOX events that are called like XO5, XO6. It was like before it was like a Canada thing. Mm-hmm. And it was when I first saw it in 2005, and I was just hooked because I love Star Wars. I love like Star Trek especially. Okay. And this was like a new universe to me, just seeing these aliens and like this stuff that they were saying would really rang a bell with me because they were just saying you can explore the universe and go to these planets and just I don't know. It was the first time I met characters like Liara and Garrus and all that and Rex. It was just that's why it's not technically the best game in the series, but it's still my favorite because it really holds a special place in my heart.
I think the first for everyone always holds a special place in their heart. Like with me in BioShock, I had to mention it, Maddie.
No, it's fine. It's fine because I was going to mention Knights of the Old Republic, but I have an interesting take because I feel like for me it's like Knights of the Old Republic 1, like the favorite game ever created, if I'm truthful. Yeah. But nice. I think that the second one is better. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I see what you mean. But for me, it's like I remember like playing the first Mass Effect for the first time. I was like, wow, this is where it all started. Exactly, but for me, my favorite, I think like many people, is the second one. I thought it was a mixture of everything they did right. But 3 was, all right, fuck what people say about the ending. Like that was one of the most emotional games for the most part that I played. That was some heavy stuff.
Yeah, 95% of the game to me was fantastic. Even I will admit, the very first time when I beat it, and this was 2012. I first moved into my own apartment. So before I got married, and I didn't even have couches in my apartment. It was just me and the TV. And
you just laying on the floor.
Yeah, she made fun of me because it was a 60-inch TV. I still have it. All I had was that in the living room. No couches, no table, nothing.
Hey, priorities, dude.
Yeah, man. And I was just playing Mass Effect 3 every night on the bare wooden floor. And but yeah, when I
that would have been uncomfortable.
Hey, man, I was dedicated to Mass Effect, But yeah, when I came to that ending. It did sting a little bit. Like I literally had a blank face. I was like, wait. What? I was like, what just happened? Like, I'll admit. But then afterwards, they put out that extended cut, and I kind of got over it. I'm like, all right, it's fine. Ending's not that bad. But most of the game was fantastic. So yeah, definitely one of my tops.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Anyways, what are we talking about? EA.
Yeah, we were talking about EA.
EA.
Yeah, EA. We were talking about them. My guess, if I was gonna, I guess back to the Star Wars game because we were kind of rolling with that one. If I were to expect, it's got to be from one of their big developers. Obviously, DICE just did Battlefront, so that leaves BioWare, which I don't think is happening because of Mass Effect.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then I narrowed down Visceral. That would make sense. They've been doing something for a while now since the license first got acquired. Mm-hmm. And that's my personal guess that I've had for a while. I've been saying that since I think like the Game Awards, like when it was like the tragic one. I'm talking about the
bad one,
the one with like Joel McHale, like the one that was just a train wreck. It's been since like then I think that I was predicting, or maybe it was the 2014 one. I don't remember, but I've been saying for so long now. I just want to see what they're working on because I love Dead Space, one of my favorite franchises. Great, great series.
Love it.
I think all the choices they made were fantastic. And so I'm really excited to see what they're doing in a Star Wars universe because, like, I've read this book. It was called, hold on one sec. I have it over here somewhere.
This is the first. Maddie read a book. Go on, Maddie.
Fuck yourself. I can't find it. But it was like Star Wars. I think it was called Death Troopers or something like that. And it was I think that's what it was called. It might be the wrong name. It sounds a little corny. Regardless, it was a story that took place between episodes, I think, 3 and 4, and it like had Han Solo, Chewbacca, and all this stuff, and they ended up on this like ship, and they were like, I won't call them zombies, but there was like this, because of this disease, this undead form of like stormtroopers. And I thought to myself, that would be a perfect match for Visceral if you could just fucking destroy, cut into bits these stormtroopers. Because, you know, we've seen the potential of an M-rated Star Wars game with like a Star Wars 1313.
Oh God.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Oh, it still hurts.
Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping for, is that EA is going to really give the M-rated Star Wars game a proper treatment with a team that does M-rated games amazing, in my opinion.
I think they will too. Yeah, I think they're gonna go all out, because I mean, there's no point in not making it M-rated, because of the excuse of M-rated games don't sell as much is bullcrap, because the highest selling games on the market are usually M-rated. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 is M-rated, and that sold, what, 65 million copies?
Yeah, if it's good enough, people will find a way. That's the thing.
Yeah, people are going to buy it. Doesn't
these
matter.
Developers need to realize they'll find a way.
Yeah. But I'm really excited for that, because Amy Hennig is on the team, and that's, man, she does great.
Yeah. She's Uncharted, right?
Oh, yeah, yep, Uncharted.
Yeah.
Oh, she moved, did she?
Yeah, she moved. It was right when the project started, too, so it was like kind of around the beginning. So I think it was a good time for her to move, because it wasn't like the Visceral project, whatever it was like heavily underway. She came in at a time where I think like she could make changes and have like an actual say. And I think there's also not to interrupt you, but there was that woman from Ubisoft,
Jade Raymond.
Her, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's also on that team now too. So they have some really good people there.
Yeah, Jade is they formed a new studio under her, EA Motive. And they have, I just read today, they have like 65 developers now under EA Motives, and they're making a new action title, action IP, but they're also helping out on Visceral Star Wars. So, awesome. But the good thing is that Amy wanted to work on Star Wars. Like EA pretty much told her, like, what do you want to work on, and she wanted to work on Star Wars. So that makes me really excited.
Yeah, that's definitely a good fit then.
Yeah.
Cool.
What
about Battlefield, guys?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Let's discuss that.
I'm afraid, just in a sense, because I remember with Battlefront, when that trailer was revealed, it was kind of in the same vein as Battlefield, where it was like, oh my god, this is what I want.
The trailer though, Matty, was.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not downplaying Battlefield 1 by any means. I'm sure people will say I am just by making a Battlefront comparison. I get it. What I'm saying though is that I think the gameplay is gonna make or break it, because that people are gonna come in and be like, all right, crack their fingers, where's the flaws, and are gonna really dig deep into Battlefield 1. So I'm crossing my fingers for DICE. They deserve a good Battlefield launch after 4, which is a great game. I've heard it's just like obviously the awful launch.
Battlefield 4, I was addicted to that for a year, and I think that's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I mean, it had a rough launch. I mean, definitely won't deny that, but after a few months, they kind of got their bearings straight, and I love that huge map, 64 player, just absolute chaos, on these maps, tanks flying by, helicopters, jet. I mean, I love it. Way more than Call of Duty or anything. Not that, I mean, I like Call of Duty too, but I just love that humongous, battlefield, and you can just go anywhere,
Yeah.
I love it.
And I like Call of Duty as well, and obviously a lot of people grew up with that game and really loved it, but it doesn't matter what it is. After a while, it can get stale and boring if it doesn't change too much. And I think Call of Duty was playing it safe for too long. The only exception that I'll say to that is Zombies. I will always say that I'll always go back and play Zombies, because I think that's always fresh and fun to play. But I'm just getting a little bit tired of the space warfare, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I see with me, like, if people that follow me on Twitter and on NeoGAF and stuff, they know the way I look at games. Like, I don't want to say like I'm forgiving, but I'm just like a very, very open-minded and lenient person when it comes to playing games. So
yeah,
I know like a lot of people just say, oh, Call of Duty is the same shit, and it's a waste of money or whatever. I'm not like a huge Call of Duty player. I'm kind of casual. I just pick them up a few months after they come out, just so I can play through the campaigns, because I enjoy like that crazy Michael Bay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I like it. Movie. I'm not like obsessed with it. I don't care. I don't think they're like the best games ever made. I like that military, Michael Bay bombastic campaign.
Yeah.
So.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Battlefield 1.
Yeah, definitely.
So what else is there? There's Ubisoft.
Yes.
So
That'll be
no
an
Assassin's
interesting
Creed.
one. Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be a real interesting one.
It's actually a good thing, man, because I mean, well, you go ahead and say what you.
No, I was just kind of leading in by saying that it's going to be very interesting because there is no Assassin's Creed. Usually that's the guarantee. Like, okay, let's see what the new Assassin's Creed is this year. There isn't any. I'm curious if they're going to fill it in with any other random AC titles, like they did Chronicles earlier this year, and that got awful reviews.
I wouldn't expect any. I wouldn't expect any Assassin's Creed game this year. They're positioning Watch Dogs 2 to take up that space for them, where Assassin's Creed usually would be.
That's a smart move. That's a very smart move, especially if they alternate. Think about that. That'd be good.
Yeah. Well, with the rumors about Jake Gyllenhaal and starring the Watch Dogs movie, I think that's a great cross promotion that I can do there. Was
it the Watch Dogs movie, or was it a movie about the Division? Because I'm pretty sure it was.
It was a Division or Watch Dogs. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, because I tweeted about that, and I'm like, why are they doing this? But
it's funny because I really like Jake Gyllenhaal, especially.
I like him too.
He did one movie with not the Prince of Persia movie. It was okay, but specifically he did this movie called The Prisoners with Hugh Jackman. Great movie. You should watch that. But it just seems that Ubisoft, they're not getting just average actors for these movies. So Michael Fassbender for Assassin's Creed. I know Maddie's looking forward to Assassin's Creed. No, but look, I think they're obviously taking this somewhat seriously because they're not just getting no-name actors for these movies.
Yeah, definitely. That's for sure. I mean, and I think the budget was like 150 million or something or more.
That's insane, yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So they're definitely taking it seriously.
Hey, Maddie, come on. You're excited for the movies. Be honest.
No, I'm not. I'm curious. I'm not excited, though.
But, I mean, honestly, I know people love to hate on Ubisoft, but I like a good amount of their stuff. I mean, people hate it. I mean, people love to talk crap about Watch Dogs. I'm not saying it's a GTA killer or anything, but yeah, it could have been better. There's definitely a lot of room for improvement, but it was a solid first effort.
Dude, I am 100% with you. I enjoyed Watch Dogs. I thought the world was fun to play in. I thought the design of the world was fantastic. The way they made everything kind of fit together.
True.
But yeah, they definitely could use some improvements, but I think, like you said, it was a good first crack. I think
and this new one is going to take place in San Francisco, so that's a new nice fresh place to be in, and compared to Chicago.
I think this time around they've just got to try and manage expectations a little bit better because I know the main problem with Watch Dogs was showing that really, really awesome PC gameplay, and then people got in their hands and thought this doesn't look the same. Like, consumers are getting much more savvy, and they, as much as I don't like it, will compare pixels to see if it's the same as what we've seen in the past.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
I mean, you can actually see that they've really learned from that because if you notice, they haven't shown anything on Watch Dogs 2, and that's coming out this year.
Yeah, I'm not trying to suck their dick too much, but note the change Bethesda has made.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They have made, EA did it with Battlefield. Now it's making a big difference, and I love it because, the long wait hurts. Yeah, and
I don't want to jump back to Mass Effect again, but actually on top, concerning that, I was told by someone close to BioWare that after that N7 trailer, because if you notice, Andromeda was first revealed in 2015 with that trailer, and then in November they had that like 1 minute long N7 like teaser trailer with the ship and stuff, and then after that I was told they're going completely dark until E3 because I was literally told, quote, we're going to approach it Fallout 4 style.
Damn.
So, nice.
Yeah, literally. So, I mean, a lot of... And smart, too, because, I mean, you don't want to keep stringing people along for years.
That's like... I mean, I know it's not too big of a game, but when it was first revealed as a Kickstarter, Mighty Number 9, that's a good example of a game that just stretched out.
Oh, exactly. What's the other one? Guardians for PlayStation?
Oh, The Last Guardian.
The Last Guardian.
That's one.
That's
oh,
one.
Man.
Honestly,
That's
even though I'm ridiculously hyped for it, Final Fantasy 15. I almost said 17. Jesus, we'll get there. But for now, 15. Is Square doing their own thing at E3?
I don't think so. They haven't announced anything. But I mean, they definitely have a lot of good stuff there, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they have a conference.
So all right. So actually,
But,
you know what? Ubisoft. Now that we think about it, here we got Watch Dogs 2.
Yep.
I'm sure For Honor is going to be there. That sword fighting game.
They confirmed they're going to be there, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then South Park definitely got to be there.
Definitely. Ghost Recon, I'm looking forward to that a lot.
Oh yeah, I'm a little worried though for Ghost Recon in the way that I hope it looks like from what I saw on the world map and stuff. I'm getting like the Crew vibes. You remember the Crew?
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to get those type of vibes where it's like a bunch of like people running around, and then there's
I played the Crew for a few hours and I just got bored to tears. I don't know.
Yeah. I played it for 10 hours, I think, and I just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
And I tried to give it a chance too because I'm not like a big racing game fan, but what I'm saying here is that
I'm hoping it's not another, The Division. I like The Division. It's just I liked Ghost Recon when it was Advanced Warfighter. Was it Advanced Warfighter?
Yes, it's the one that came out on the 360, right? That's the one you're referring to.
Yeah,
that was a good ass game.
I don't know why I'm getting confused with Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty. Advanced Warfighter games, and then they had that Future Soldier Ghost Recon game, and
that's the one I'm thinking of. Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
They had like a they're kind of linear. It had a narrative, a storyline. I kind of enjoyed those. I'm a huge like narrative guy, so I love story in my games. So I'm just worried that this Ghost Recon is gonna be like this huge open world, very little story. It's gonna be like another The Division.
See, yeah, that's what I'm afraid of too. If they did just focus it down to like 4-player co-op, it's all about your squad, and make a big open world that you can all roam around in, do a main story, side missions, bases, all that stuff. Perfect. I would love that so much because Ghost Recon Future Soldier was a lot about squad gameplay, and it did it so well, in my opinion, for its time. And I think that if they did that same type of focus, but just made it like co-op, man, I'd be so happy.
You know what I think though is going to be? I don't want to think of it as a replacement for Assassin's Creed, but I'm sure we're going to see something Prince of Persia related. I think we have to, right? When was the last game? For like 4 or 5 years ago?
It's been a while. I thought that series has kind of gone dormant. You know what I mean? Just like no one's really asked for it. Have they?
I don't think anyone's asked for it, but
I mean, honestly, honestly, I don't really know exactly what's going on with that IP, but I would say I wouldn't expect it there personally.
Damn.
But that's just personally. I was
gonna say you said personally, Lone. He's not doing his little.
No, that is a genuine. It's a genuine person. Like I don't think it will, because I think they even said like they're gonna kind of take a break from it for a while. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100%, but I would expect a new IP there. So.
Okay. Ubisoft's good with that stuff. For all their faults, they try new things, and I think people should give them a little more credit.
True.
Noah fucking hates them. So we did EA, Ubisoft, Microsoft, Sony. Yeah, we'll save Bethesda for last.
You guys can talk Sony because I don't even own a PlayStation 4.
Wow.
You don't?
Well, I'm waiting for the new one, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so smart.
That's smart. Yeah, that's smart.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I feel bad for all the people that do currently own or maybe recently purchased a PS4 because this is going to come out. And
it's so stupid because I know I'm going to have to get it.
Made. Yeah, but there were some statements made about how PSVR was going to be a terrible launch on the original PlayStation 4. I don't know whether that's true. But
that's bull crap.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Because they had a ton of games running on PSVR on regular PS4. People have tried them out.
I've experienced it. It was fine. Like you just needed that extra processor. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, and there was a couple because there was a thread about it on NeoGAF, and a few developers chimed in there, and they're like, "Oh, this is BS." So,
oh, really? Oh,
yeah. So I was like, "All right, that's nothing." But Sony's definitely the one to watch this year. I would say, for sure.
Are you saying like they got big stuff going on? Are you saying like Because I'm curious what's going on with Sony too, because I thought last year's E3 they didn't make like a big fall presence. They talked a lot about like games that were coming out later on, like that Horizon, I think Zero Dawn was the name of it. By Guerrilla, like those type of games is like, whoa, this looks cool, but you're not gonna get your hands on it.
I don't think, because a lot of people on Twitter always ask me so much, like, dude, do you think they're gonna top last year this year? And last year they had the trifecta, man. They had The Last Guardian and Shenmue and Final Fantasy VII Remake. And
that's so true, dude. They revealed everything that like was just a myth.
Right. I mean, I'll admit I got teary-eyed when I saw Yu Suzuki walk up on stage, man.
Dude.
I seriously got teary-eyed, and my wife was kind of giving me this cross-eyed look, like, what the hell's wrong? Like, she came over to the computer. She's like, what are you watching? I'm like,
what is wrong with you?
Greatness.
You don't understand. I'm like, you don't understand. I had a Dreamcast when I was a kid. This is before we met. I'm like, you don't understand.
Yeah, I totally hear you, though, because my brother, he's not like a huge gamer, but like he kind of got me into gaming, funny enough. Yeah. And we used to have a Dreamcast, and that game, like, it was just so insane for its time, where like you could like bring up his watch and time would actually move in game. You'd have to meet someone at 8 o'clock, and it would actually have to be 8 o'clock in game. It was so fucking mind blowing in the game.
Do you know how crazy Yu Suzuki was? Let me tell you just this one little detail. Okay, the game takes place in 1982, Japan, right? Mm-hmm. The original game. It was 1981 or 82, I believe, or 85, probably. I think it was 85. I haven't played it in a while, but
yeah, same.
So I forgot how long the game takes place, like how many months in game it takes place over. I think it was like a few months in game, because you remember how every day, you see the calendar and the day would change.
Yes.
Yeah. So Yu Suzuki actually made each day in the game to match what the weather was for those exact days.
Shit.
Yeah, in Japan. In real life, like in reality, like when I found that out, it just blew my mind. I was like, this guy is ridiculous. So some days it was like snowing, or it was like rainy, it was kind of cloudy. This day he literally went back and saw what the real weather was during these days, and that's like how detailed he was.
That's insane. Yeah. I remember just the combat at the time. I was so blown away by that.
Yeah.
It was some serious shit.
Isn't there a video game coming out soon that actually mimics real seasons? So if you're playing the game in winter, it'll be winter in the game. Playing in summer in the game. I'm trying to think of the name of it.
I thought sports games did that, though. That's the weird thing, is I thought there used to be a real seasons thing, so that sports games would mimic what's happening outside. I could have sworn.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
When they did that with, even just going back, like Pokemon having night and day, that was such a cool thing to me. Being able to play the game at night when it's night. It does add to the realism, I think.
It does, yeah. It makes you feel like the universe is a part of what you're experiencing in real life.
Yeah.
Sony. I want to see some more Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh man. I see, because I know that's not going to be a 2016 game. This is all Final Fantasy this year. I get it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's got to be 2017 though. Give people a release window. 2017.
Yeah. I'm actually, to be honest, I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game.
I can totally understand though. It's a great series, but my God, if you haven't started and played the spin-offs and shit, it's so convoluted. It's so unappealing to look at. It's no wonder they took like a decade to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was told. So I remember asking people like, "Hey, where should I jump in with Kingdom Hearts?" And I just got laughed away. They're like, don't even try to start. I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a series worth playing, in my opinion. It's really like emotional. It's so different because it's Disney and Final Fantasy. Like that's such unheard of. When you got all these military shooters and stuff that are kind of like in a weird way the same. So it's so fresh and different. Oh God, my voice just shattered. You gotta go through like one, or actually Birth by Sleep. I think, that's a prequel. Then one, Chain of Memories, 358 over 2 days. Like there's such a long list of them, and like I've played all of them, and it's insane. It's so ridiculous. So if you actually plan on dedicating to it, you really gotta.
And that's the thing. I mean, I'm excited by Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, everything I've seen looks great. I want to play it. It's just I don't know if I should, because I mean I don't want to be like lost, going in
you
there.
could honestly get away with playing, and it's usually the best ones are the ones that you really kind of need to play. Like each one adds a little to it, but like you could skip Chain of Memories, you could skip 358 over 2 days, even though that's a good ass game. But like you definitely would have to play Birth by Sleep 1, 2, and Dream Drop Distance without a doubt.
Jeez, all these names
are there?
I don't need,
I think there's like 8 or something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy, like where do you start? The first one?
No,
So-
you start whenever with Final Fantasy,
unless
unless it's 13 or 10.
So 3 is a direct sequel to 2?
3 is a direct sequel to Dream Drop Distance, in a
Does that
sense.
make sense?
Well, now you just lost me. I don't know.
Because it's weird because you have Kingdom Hearts 2, and I think after that is Dream Drop Distance, and then I won't spoil what happens, but right at the end of Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, that's when 3 is going to start.
This makes no sense.
But now they're making a 2.8 HD remake, which adds like a little bonus prologue to Kingdom Hearts 3 on that. So basically, you're going to want to play Birth by Sleep Chapter .2 or something like that.
Is it literally called Chapter .2?
I think it's like Birth by Sleep 0.2 or something like that. It
makes no fucking sense.
No, you should.
I
was about to say you should look up the explanation as to why they named it 2.8. Like I can't remember exactly. They're like, oh yeah, we got 2 full games, but then we got this HD cinematics, which counts as like half a game, and then we got this, which is like not a full game. It's like an hour or two long. So that's like another half. So we gave it 2.8. I'm like,
they have reasons for it, but look, in terms of a marketing perspective, that's just confusing. Why would you do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But they did a great job bundling each one of the HD remakes. So really all you have to do is buy 3 games, technically. You have to buy Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5, and the 2.8 coming out this year. And you're good to go, man.
Are they literally calling the remasters 2.5?
Yeah, but 2.5 is great, dude. Because they got Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 2, and those are the hands down the best ones. But yeah, it doesn't really make sense because Birth by Sleep is a prequel before like everything happens in the Kingdom Hearts universe.
So confusing.
And they released it so late. It's oh my god. I don't know why they just didn't do 3 sooner. That's the thing. They just kept doing spin-off after spin-off after spin-off, and it just added to the story. But it's just halting newcomers completely. It's ridiculous.
Well, maybe I'll get to them one day.
Where are you going to start?
What about
2.47?
Yeah,
or 3.89?
Kingdom Hearts Pie.
Oh god.
What I'm really hoping to see more on is and it'll definitely be there, but Persona 5.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm keeping myself in the dark, but like sometimes I just can't help myself, dude. I got to give in.
Yeah. I would expect to hear more about that soon.
I'd say that they're going to give out the American release date. I don't know if it's going to be a 2015 game, though.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping so.
But yeah, there's Sony's. I mean, I'm really excited for theirs. I love their first party output. Here's the thing. Like, I have no like quote allegiance to any of these companies. I don't give a crap really. I've had almost every single game console since 1990. Since the NES. All the Sega ones too. So I have no allegiances. But I mean, I love Microsoft's first parties, but Sony is probably my favorite because I love Uncharted. I love God of War especially.
Oh yeah.
And I would expect that there for sure.
Hey, tell me, dude. You expecting some? What?
What? I know what you're gonna say because I was about to make a joke on it. Go on.
Well, wait. No, I don't think we're thinking the same thing.
I was gonna make a joke about Shinobi. Do you think there's gonna be anything PlayStation Vita there for my good friend?
Oh, I was gonna ask that later.
Yeah, Vita. The Vita. I think I heard of that. Isn't that like some kind of energy drink or something?
Oh my god.
Matty.
I don't know.
I know. I've kind of slowly started to accept it, but I'm holding out hope that they'll just be like, yeah, you know what? You didn't get the first Vita, but we got Vita 2 now, and they just drop the Vita name, do what the Wii did.
Look, I wouldn't be surprised if they released it in Japan because do you see the Vita stores in Japan? They're huge.
Oh, it's fantastic. I belong there, dude. I belong there.
Then go move there.
No, I like where I live. Um,
I remember because I got a Vita and I sold it after like a month because
oh, you're killing me.
and
We
the-
convinced the listener. He tweeted at us twice that he got a PlayStation Vita and
And
Bioshock.
Bioshock.
I was just like, this is a great guy.
well because I love the original PSP. I loved it because it was like a mini PlayStation 2 in the palm of my hands. You know, I loved it. I loved the Siphon Filter games. I loved Peace Walker. I loved oh god, it had God of War. You know, Chains of Olympus, Ghost of Sparta. It had all these like
Yeah.
really console level games on this little screen. That's why I loved it.
I tell you what about
And
PSP, one of my favorite games, pretty much
Yeah.
of all time actually, is Final Fantasy Crisis Core. That was
Right.
an amazing game.
that was great too. Yeah, I mean, and that's why when I'm saying like I got the Vita and I played Uncharted Golden Abyss, which I really loved. I played a little bit of Gravity Rush, and then I don't know, it was kind of like a huge drought. There was just no, there was. I don't have anything against indies. It's just it's not what I.
Yeah.
It's not what I'm into. You know, I'm not into them that much as others. So I was just like, well, I don't know why I have this now. So, yeah.
Nah, I'm just gonna sit here. It's fine.
Maddie's just very depressed now.
I just enjoy my Vita. You know, it's really a JRPG machine to be honest. But yeah, what I was going to ask, how about that
Yeah.
Sly Cooper? Yeah.
Mm.
Oh.
Hmm.
I was never a big Sly Cooper fan in the past.
You
Well,
just
that's-
lost your
I'm
spot.
not criticizing.
You just
I'm
lost your
just
spot on the podcast.
My spot on the podcast.
Yes.
You f- yourself. I partly own this podcast too. I'm not a guest, Maddie.
I call the shots here. This is my show.
This is my channel.
um, yeah, I can't wait. You know, they definitely gonna have God of War there. I would expect. Definitely gonna see Sony Ben's game for sure. I'm looking forward to that big time.
I've heard a
Missing
little
out
bit about
anything?
that.
Sony related, or aside from all this, VR that they're going to be promoting, obviously. Have you guys played PlayStation VR yet?
Not PSVR. I played. I think it was the HTC Vive. That was
I haven't-
fun.
What's that?
I haven't played any VR, and I really want to badly because everyone that experiences it, they're like, dude, it's amazing. And
Look, can I be honest? All right, I've only experienced PSVR, but while it was cool, all right, the quality on the screen just wasn't that great, to be honest. And maybe it's to do with me, coming from high-end PC gaming and then
Right.
playing PSVR game with the screen shoved to my face. But while it was cool and it was more immersive, the quality was a bit underwhelming. And
How-
I'm not
how long
criticizing.
ago was that?
Maybe it was this year, but it was an older demo. You know the demo? Well, there is a demo where you go down in the water and a shark.
The shark,
attacks.
right?
So if that's an old demo, then I completely understand. But as
Yeah.
far, at least from what I've seen, and I think I played the shooting game as well. You're in a car and you're shooting drivers as they go by. It was
Right.
cool, but I guess the quality wasn't there for me compared to maybe Oculus or HTC.
Right. I guess that's what the Neo's for, right?
Jeez.
Bro.
That's excellent.
For me, when I played VR for the first time, it was at PAX East. I went to like a Newegg tech demo, and I played. I don't even know the name of the game, but it was a game where you had two pistols and you were just shooting like aliens in the sky and stuff, and they were like flying at you. It was pretty cool. But I think the best part was when he put the goggles on. I'm like, all right, I'm here, and then I'm looking around. I'm like, holy shit, I'm the camera. And then he goes, all right, make your hands into fists. And I look down, I just see two guns floating there. I open my hands and like grab his hands. I'm like, give me those fucking guns. And then I realize that I'm grabbing the controllers. I'm like, oh my god, like I just got sucked in like that fast. I put on the controllers, and I think one of the coolest parts was if you reached over behind your back and like touched your shoulder and then came back in front of the camera, you had a shield, and then you could like use like your head to look around the shield and like poke out and shoot. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But right now, VR is just so, especially for Australians, so expensive. Just over $1,000 on top of whatever it is for the PC.
Wow.
I'll wait for a price drop, at least in terms of Oculus.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah. For me,
Now Bethesda, Matty, we can talk about Bethesda.
yeah, I think it's time for some Bethesda.
I'm so excited.
Oh.
Dishonored 2.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good one. I can feel it. I mean, the question is that everyone's kind of thinking, are they gonna top last year's? Because last year, I mean,
It's
it was
hard to.
It's
really
hard to. Yeah, it was Fallout, but they started with the right thing. That's the point. If they came out and had like a mediocre one, like but now that they're coming out with Dishonored 2, but it's like what
The
else?
only way that they can really top the last year's conference is if they have a big showing with Elder Scrolls somehow, and not just Elder Scrolls Legends, like something really substantive.
It's Bethesda though. They're so good at secrets. I
know that.
I know that there's at least one. There's at least one big like oh my gosh, because I think the big oh my gosh moment, obviously it was Fallout 4, but I think it was more so Doom and how good it looked.
Yeah.
So that's how I felt.
It looks great. They're that Prey 2 reboot is definitely going to be there.
No,
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I said this so long ago.
There you go. It's gonna be. It's not called Prey 2, but
I figured as much.
Yeah, it's definitely they definitely reworked it completely, but that'll be good.
Maddie's mind's just blown right now.
That was Arcane.
Is he there? I don't hear him. I think he fell
I
off
don't
the
hear him
chairs.
either.
Oh, no, I'm just verifying my guess as well. Is it Arcane? Is like the Austin one, or can you not go that far?
Yeah, Arcane. Which one Which one works on Dishonored? Because I get the two mixed up.
One in France, and then
so that's Arcane Leon or Lyon or something like that.
Yeah.
So Arcane Austin would be the one on it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and
I'm turning on the camera so you can see. I'm doing like hold on, one of those like yeah, like rubbing my fucking hands. Like that's what I'm talking about.
Got that Family Guy, going on.
Oh man, that is yes.
Yeah, that'll be there. It's supposed to be like a kind of similar in vein to kind of a System Shock, a little bit.
Ooh, okay. You got my attention now.
So that'll be something to look forward to for sure.
Ooh.
And Dishonored 2 demo, of course, that's gonna be great. Yeah. I love the first one, so.
Oh, the first one's fantastic.
Yeah, and what else would be there? I don't know about Fallout 4 DLC because I was assuming Far Harbor was the last thing they were doing for that, but maybe I'm mistaken.
They said that they increased the season pass price so that they could do more Fallout DLC.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know much about Fallout 4. I mean, I have the game. I haven't picked it up since this recent patch. I don't know I hope they fixed it. It was like a month or two ago. Every time I would bring up the map or I'll try to save the game, the game would completely lock for like 8 to 10 seconds.
Really?
It was just bad.
Do you play on Xbox One?
No, PS4.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean it was really weird. Like it was it was after some big patch. It was like 2 months ago or so, and every time I brought up the map or I brought up the weapon to like a iron sights kind of to go down the iron sights, like it would lock up for like 5 to 10 seconds.
It's interesting because PS4 has been having problems with Far Harbor as well. There's been I've seen a lot of videos at least, and it's not widespread, but a lot of frame rate drops and just being unplayable essentially. And not only did they release a patch, but they actually released the entire DLC again, so you have to re-download everything for Far Harbor to work properly again. So it was a pretty big problem apparently.
Yeah, and but yeah, I mean Bethesda, they probably wouldn't have another conference if they didn't have the content,
Yeah, sure, exactly.
To be there, because that's the reason why they were there last year, because they had enough to show. Yeah. So a lot of people thought before they announced it this year that they're saying, no, we don't think Bethesda's going to do it again because they probably blew their load last year, but they're back, man, because they got stuff showing. I would expect I would expect a remaster of sorts.
Maddie, we know what it is. Come on now. We won't say it, but we know what it is.
For something.
Yeah, I know. I feel you right now. We know what it is, right, Maddie?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we can guess.
Yeah.
We won't talk about it. That's fine.
Yeah, I would expect that. Yeah, that'll be good.
This is shaping up. This is shaping up right now. This is good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. And I'm not 100% sure on this. This is actually genuinely saying I don't know. I would expect something from Machine Games. I don't know because
They did the Old Blood. I was gonna say that, because they
the
did they did
yeah,
that last year,
the
but
original Wolfenstein was in 2014, May. So it's been 2 years since that, and the Old Blood came out last year, but that was kind of a smaller side content thing. So they probably had like a small team on that.
yeah.
So yeah,
And
I'm
the
sure they're
same thing
making.
could be said for Tango GameWorks, Evil
Yeah,
Within.
exactly. Yeah.
I love the Evil Within, so I'm really hoping that they bring that back.
Yeah, so Bethesda's got a lot going on. I mean,
They do.
they're probably one of the strongest publishers this gen actually since it started. I mean, they got a lot of good IPs.
Oh yeah.
Mm. I
Doom,
want to put out a
Wolfenstein.
prediction out there. I hope we get, and Maddie, you're feeling me on this, Rage 2. I want Rage 2.
I wish.
Uh,
Oh, I
Such an
wish.
underestimated game.
I know.
Uh,
I know.
that would be id though, and I don't think id Software would go for that. I don't know. I don't personally think they would, but
Damn.
Yeah.
because it was okay, but it was kind of like mixed. It was
It
received.
was like a 7. It was a good game, but like hit or miss for
Yeah.
most consumers.
To
It
be
was
honest,
fun.
after Doom, I would legitimately expect id Software to tackle a new Quake game.
Hmm.
I would expect an
Surprised me.
after how well received Doom was
Yeah.
and how incredible a job they did with that. And I haven't even played it yet. I'm just going based off what the videos I've
Oh, it's
seen.
great.
And,
It's great. Yeah.
It's a
I'm
great game.
definitely
Fantastic game.
want to pick it up. Yeah, I just have so much on my plate, but
No,
I would
I-
expect a new Quake eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, even the game with a bit of an underwhelming ending still got reviewed stupidly well. People loved Doom. It was amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me, the only complaint I really had was I felt it dragged on the campaign a little too long. Where I kind of got tired of shooting shit, which I know, that's what Doom's about, Maddie. It's like, okay, that doesn't change a thing for me that I don't get tired of shooting the same stuff. Regardless, great game.
fair enough.
I wouldn't say avoid it.
And the things people are doing with Snap Map too, just
Oh,
incredible.
Yeah, they do a thing now called Snap Map Mondays or something like that on Twitch Works. It's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Bethesda's imagine like Fallout 4 DLC, Dishonored 2, Prey 2, hopefully
Yep.
Prey X we'll call
Compose
it.
yourself,
Yeah.
Maddie. Pray to
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, remaster of some sorts, and then maybe Machine Games and Tango GameWorks. Like, damn, they are lining the fuck up right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's
Definitely.
awesome. It's awesome to have a lot of like a good number of big publishers in the game. It's not always, in terms of competition at least, just to have the regulars out there like EA, Microsoft, Sony. But I like the fact that Ubisoft and Bethesda they're all growing, and it just gives us more diverse games.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm all for more diversity. I loved when that Bethesda started doing this, so more
Yeah,
power
definitely.
to them.
Definitely.
What else is there? So I think would that
I think
be?
we covered pretty much everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I think the rest are indies. Maybe Square Enix is the only other one I can think of. But we talked a lot about Kingdom Hearts, so
All
Yeah.
I really know in terms of maybe like Nintendo, they're having a big showing on the show floor at the very least. So I'm assuming could be something Zelda related. I don't know.
dude, they're just. I mean, I get why they're not showing the NX yet, but like, it's just I feel bad for them. You want Nintendo to succeed. Like, all of us can say we grew up with Nintendo, loved all their stuff. You
Yeah.
wanted to see them keep killing it, and
Definitely.
I really hope the NX works out.
Yeah, I think it's better for the entire industry if you have a a strong Nintendo in there.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And to
'cause-
be honest, Nintendo's a great in terms of being family friendly. It's a great platform.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone here probably grew up with Nintendo games such as Pokemon, Legend of Zelda. They're the games that kids can play. And, I, for example, when I maybe go on to have kids, I would love my kid to be able to play Nintendo games because I think they do it the best.
For sure. Yeah.
Hey, Lone, do me a favor. I'm reading this picture right now. Say Rise Up Lights.
No, you're making fun of me, aren't you? Shinobi, if you didn't know, all right, I'm...
No, I'm
speaking of-
not. I'm literally looking at a picture and it said, my sister just informed me that if you say Rise Up Lights, you'll sound like an Australian saying razor blades. My life will
What?
never be the same.
I gotta
Rise
hear this
up-
now.
Okay, Rise Up Lights.
Kinda. I kind
Sort of, I guess.
That's the dumbest thing I've
I hope
ever
that's not
heard.
one of those. Yeah, I hope that's not one of those weird things that just sticks in the back of my head. So now someone's gonna, for some reason, say in a sentence, "Rise up lights," and
I thought you were gonna
rise
make fun
up
of my
lights.
list that I have at the moment.
No, never. All right,
Anyway,
so
We
what's
got a bunch of questions, aren't we?
yeah? Instead of doing the what we're playing, that kind of seems to break up the flow. We'll just jump into fan questions.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's start off with this one comes
So
from
many questions on. Is that this game? Shinobi,
Yeah.
tell us.
yeah. Here's a good one though. Anarchy asks, "Is there any Rockstar Games info?"
Midnight Club. Yes, thank you.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna say anything about Rockstar this
All
time.
right, fair enough. No problem. All right, Lone, let's go through them together here. Most of them are going to probably be asking you direct questions, by the way, Shinobi. So if you need to decline anything,
Well, here's a more of a non-speculative but personal question.
Yeah.
At C the Milkman asks, if there is any game or franchise you would like to see that at E3 that has no speculation about it, what would it be?
Any franchise you said that has
Any franchise, any game that hasn't really had any speculation as of yet.
Man, that's a good one. Well, I mean, if I had my way, if I had my way fully, I would love to see what happened to if Agent is still a thing.
Oh wow.
From Rockstar, you know.
Oh wow.
Yes.
That was still a thing. I would love to see that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can think of anything.
For me, it'd be BioShock.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We're gonna
I
get
love
BioShock.
BioShock.
I forgot to. I was gonna mention that before. So, what's his name? Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two. Mm-hmm. He recently said that they're going to be having 5 big games being released this year, and they've already announced them all. So apparently, BioShock is not coming out this year. Even BioShock the collection. I don't know.
Collection.
I think we're
Where are
going
the
to
big
see
games? Because you got 2K17, like NBA, Mafia. That's one that comes to mind.
I don't know. He did it on an investor call, but apparently, by that statement, there's not going to be anything BioShock. But again, I still think we're going to be getting BioShock the collection. I think.
Yeah, that's happening. It's just, I was kind of surprised too when they put out that earnings call that it wouldn't be out by then.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're waiting for, but
neither.
BioShock 3.
Actually, to answer that question again, since we were talking about it earlier with or Mario mentioned earlier, I would love to see a new Dead Space.
Oh yes.
Like you said, I mean, I love that series. The first one, the second one, third one to me was okay, but the first and second, I love those. The Ishimura and the space station, and the second one, like, I don't know. I think Visceral nailed horror because I like horror games, but I like it when I also have the chance to defend myself in horror games. So I think Dead Space kind of really struck that nice balance.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, so I would love to see new Dead Space.
Fair enough.
Oh, here's one. We can talk a little bit about what we know about E3. Callum Chat asks, "What's your favorite game that you're looking forward to seeing at E3?" I already know your answer, Shinobi.
Yeah, is that towards me or all of us?
It's all of us.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, people already know. I mean, Mass Effect Andromeda. That's literally my favorite IP that I've ever played. So definitely, I would give anything to see just a little bit of that. So yeah.
My answer already. It's BioShock, of course.
But we're talking about what we already know.
What we already
that we know is going to be at E3.
From what you know.
Ooh.
Like, we know Mass Effect's going to be there, so that's a legitimate answer.
Yeah.
Maybe Dishonored 2 then.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I'm definitely leaning towards that. Dishonored 2 is like, oh man. I mean, that's the one that
Prey 2, Maddie? Huh? Not Prey 2?
Well, because because I'm going off what we know about Prey 2 from that original demo, and that looked insanely good for its time. So I have to temper my expectations a little bit here, just to be safe. I might lean a little bit towards Watch Dogs 2. I'm curious. I wouldn't say that's like, oh, I can't wait, but I'm curious because I really enjoyed the first one. So
yeah, that's a good choice. Um, actually, because of get what Lone was saying, because I didn't know, you like Bioshock that much. I would say the first one is actually in my top three games of all time. Like, I would say it's
You,
actually like third, probably.
you've just gone up in my books like tenfold. I'm telling you now. That
I
game,
thought so.
probably next to Fallout 3, is my favorite of all time. An amazing game. I love it.
Yeah, it was perfect. I mean, everything about it. Andrew Ryan, just the atmosphere was beautiful.
Oh, just brilliant game. I
Yeah,
love Bioshock.
yeah.
Do you think we'll see anything Bioshock related at E3? You can answer or not answer. I don't mind, but
I wouldn't expect anything from Bioshock.
no.
How does it feel, bitch?
I'm not gonna. I'm not saying that there's not Bioshock stuff going on.
No, that's fair enough. But yeah,
Yeah,
maybe next year. Who knows?
maybe.
I'm so depressed. Another year without Bioshock.
Oh, God Almighty.
Maybe it might be there. I wouldn't expect. I wouldn't expect because it's been
No, fair enough.
because they Irrational was dissolved. So again,
Yeah.
Ken Levine is doing his own thing, but they're putting teams. They put a team together. I'm sure to work on a new Bioshock. So I'm just out.
But also 2K Australia, which worked on Bioshock 2 and Infinite in some respects, they
Right.
shut down as well. So you actually have a lot of the original developers of Bioshock. They've moved
Right.
on.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
Could be an
So
interesting take.
yeah.
Katie Feed asks, what do you think about Infinite Warfare at E3?
That's kind of a really broad question. I mean,
I mean, he said afterwards, will they show some other stuff? But I mean, they usually do the campaign gameplay and all
oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
they're gonna show it at Sony's conference for sure.
Yeah, and so
I'm looking forward to that. I know that thing's got like a bazillion dislikes on YouTube, but
yeah. Can I
I'm
ask you,
excited.
Shinobi, do
Huh?
you think we're going to be seeing the new Battlefield featured at Microsoft's conference at all, or is it all going to be EA?
Yeah, I think we'll see it at Microsoft too.
Yeah. 'Cause it seems like they do
There's,
have a partnership.
yeah, there's actually a closed alpha coming later this month, so
wow,
Awesome.
yeah.
just drop that right there too.
Holy shit! Just
There you go.
dropping info bombs left and right here. Listeners are probably eating this shit up.
Was this isn't live right now, right? I mean, is it?
No.
Okay.
I'm talking about when it is live.
Right.
For me, I'm not trying to hop on the hate bandwagon, but I hated Advanced Warfare so much, and Infinite Warfare looks like more of the same, and I'm just like, no, I did not like that game. I love Black Ops 3, so I don't want people to call me a Call of Duty hater because I love Black Ops 3
Are you talking in terms of multiplayer?
multiplayer. Yeah.
Okay, because that makes sense because I don't really dabble in the last time I was big into Call of Duty multiplayer was probably the original Black Ops when I had my 360. I was really into yeah, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops. I was huge into those multiplayer, but I don't know, I kind of just dropped off a little bit, become more of like a single player narrative person. But I loved Advanced Warfare had a great campaign to me. I enjoyed the campaign. Black Ops 3's campaign, I would say, was probably one of the biggest letdowns.
Oh, really? Okay.
It takes a lot to let me down, and I was supremely disappointed with.
I never played that one because Black Ops 1 and 2, to a lesser extent, they were known for having good stories and good campaigns.
Exactly. That's my point. Black Ops 1
two
and
is
2.
fantastic.
Yeah, Black Ops 1 and 2's storylines were. I love those. I mean,
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
right? It was
Oh
great.
my gosh, I forgot about that.
That's why.
Wow,
That's why I was looking forward to Black Ops 3, and my God, it was awful.
throwback. Whoa, damn,
Yeah.
Lone, you just hit me with some real shit there.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
The twist for Black Ops, man. Oh, that hit you right in the feels.
That was great. I don't know if you had to compare that twist with the BioShock twist. So which one would you say was?
Bioshock. Oh,
No,
no,
I was about to say no.
I was gonna say Bioshock Infinite's twist was better than any other Bioshock twist, let alone Black Ops.
Bioshock Burial at Seas twist was better than any twist I've had in a video game besides KOTOR 1.
Well, actually, I haven't played that yet, so don't say anything too much about it.
No, I won't.
Need to play. And I'll say this as someone: if you've played all Bioshock games, those DLCs are brilliant. Like they're such
must
fan
plays.
service. It can't be described enough.
Because it closes out the universe basically. It's
Yeah.
a full.
That's what I'm
full
saying.
circle.
I'm waiting for that collection, so I'm sure that'll come with everything, bundled and everything, DLC.
And that's what I'm hoping
Yeah.
for, because a lot of people that haven't played Bioshock, I'm saying, look, you can play these Bioshock games now, but if they're releasing a remastered collection of these games, I'd highly suggest go playing them. I'd probably replay them all, just because of the fact that they have better graphics.
Definitely.
No, I plan on doing the same because
Yeah.
I'd like to see Bioshock 1 primarily updated because that one can feel a little clunkier at times.
Yeah.
A good question to wrap this up on is one that I personally have myself and almost forgot to ask. Neil Lennon asks, can we expect anything from Sucker Punch? There was the rumor of Sucker Punch working on a Spider-Man game.
Mm.
That's
You'd
an
love that,
insane
wouldn't
rumor.
you,
That
Jay?
I would cry on the spot. That is because I've said it. You guys can quote me on this podcast. I have said it before. Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, and man, if he got some good ass treatment, I would be
I'm
so
going to split
satisfied.
that out right now. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero.
Batman, man. Batman all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame people for loving Batman. I want Spider-Man to get that same treatment that Batman got, like those like kick-ass
Right.
game after kick-ass game.
True.
For sure. How do I say?
You're hesitating.
He, look, he knows, but he just doesn't want to say.
No, I know. I'm just more so asking because I was gonna ask myself and I totally forgot. But
I would say I mean obviously there's unannounced titles at Sony's press conference. And I'm not saying one way or the other if Sucker Punch is going to be there, but there's unannounced stuff will be at Sony's conference.
oh, teasing
That's-
here.
Matty, it's okay. We'll get through this together.
Maybe they'll finally do like that Infamous on Vita. That's been a big thing too. Yeah, Infamous on Vita. They did XCOM on Vita for God's sakes. Like, what are you doing, Sony? Are you serious?
Don't get
Did
me
they
started
really?
on XCOM.
XCOM
was
Enemy
teaser.
Unknown on Vita, and I'm like, all right, that's awesome, but what the like? Why?
I think Yoshida went on record was it like a few months ago or last year? He was saying don't expect any more AAA games on the Vita. First
Yeah,
party
but
wise.
I'm still like crossing my fingers. Pardon me. Oh shit. Yeah, but I'm crossing my fingers that like that was a big
Matty,
lie.
The Vita is dead. Okay. Just
No,
accept
what
it.
does Vita mean, sir?
Vita means new life. Okay, but I don't-
In your face.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not living up to that name.
Oh, gut shot. This has been great. This has been excellent.
Yeah. All right, I
Yeah.
think that'll wrap things up. Shinobi, thank you so much for your time and your inside information. I thought you were gonna drop like one or two things here or there for the most part, but you were just
Did
like,
pretty well, yeah.
yeah, left and fucking right. You're just like, yeah, this is happening. Oh, this too. Oh, hey, by the
Well-
way,
Well, see, there was a thing about that. I know you want to get off, but because someone tweeted at me, I was just noticing right now. He's saying, do you make companies mad when you say things?
oh, that's a great question.
That's a good
Yeah.
question.
And the thing is, if people notice things I say, I specifically don't say for example, I don't leak out images or videos of anything or like something like really of substance like that publishers could legitimately copyright and like strike you down for.
Yeah.
If you do something like that, you really attract attention to yourself. Hey, look, I got a bunch of screenshots here. Check these out. You really attract attention to yourself. So that's why I just use words. I just say words and I verbally, and I don't go into like extreme detail. I just say, hey, this is, this game is happening. Hey, expect, this in soon or something. So I always kind of like toe that line where it's right on the edge where it doesn't attract like a ton of attention.
But you've never received any kind of criticism or hate maybe from the industry when you do talk about these kinds of things, even though it's just text.
No,
I mean, it partially probably benefits them too. You spark a sense of curiosity in gamers when, you know, Industry Insider Shinobi comes out and says like, hey, this is a game I played and you should keep an eye on it, or hey, I got some inside info, yada yada yada. So I think it benefits them more than it hurts them, because you're not doing what a lot of gamers do, which is like Bethesda, for example, the DLC beta, train wreck.
Right.
Screenshots, videos, full let's plays weeks before it's even out.
Right.
And it hurts them. But with you, it's like you said, it's just words, which is awesome.
Right. Like, for example, you know, like Fallout 4 last year, you know, I'm sure people know me kind of, you know, on Twitter and NeoGaf, and that what I said, it you know, kind of just gets people excited, but it didn't ruin anything, you know, it didn't spoil anything. So when you do things like that, usually companies don't really mind too much. So yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, it's not like you're the guy that's trying to upload a video or something to YouTube to get a lot of views and attention.
Exactly. And one last thing, like recently that God of War 4, you know, there was that leak where this website kind of like literally screen capped and watermarked these concept art images from an artist's website, personal website, that was behind like some password or something.
Wow.
And they uploaded that everywhere, and I think they got taken down or something. And they did that after I teased it on Twitter. You know, like I teased the God of War 4 being, you know, a Norse mythology and stuff like that. And literally after that, like, hey, you know, since you said that, and they went digging around and they started uploading all these screenshots. I'm like, yeah, see, I don't do that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so anyway.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
That is actually really interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Any closing thoughts from you, or will that be it?
It was thanks for having me, guys. I mean, it was a real pleasure. You know, I've been following both of you, you know, on YouTube, on Twitter. So you know, it was a real pleasure.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for cooperating with all the time flips here too. That was awesome of you.
No worries, you know. So Friday night, we got plenty of time. No worries.
Sure.
And look, and we'd love to have you on again sometime in the future. So just keep in touch.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. All right, Shinobi, I hate to do this to you, but the way we like to end podcasts is how
I was going to be nice too.
So, look, you can end the podcast however you see fit, and Maddie and I are just going to stop talking. I apologize again.
Oh, you guys are going to stop talking and let me end it? Are you being serious? Or are you...
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, this is Ham Radio. See you guys.